All right, what's up? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, work diver. Hope you're doing all right, man. Um, Let me know if you guys can hear me, if I'm coming in loud and clear. It looks like on my end, it looks like I've been having some issues with the live stream this morning, so I don't know if it's even working right now. I hope it is. I hope it is. So got a few on the watch list. Okay, what's up, Chart Stalker? Appreciate it. Yeah, I was looking at GM. The only thing I was concerned about is there's not a lot of volume that's really come into it yet. So doesn't mean that it can't get started. When the day goes. I forget the news on it. Let me look back. I've looked through a bunch of different news catalysts this morning. So let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So um, GM suspends its dividend to shore up its balance sheet. And so stock repurchases to preserve cash. Um, Obviously the coronavirus is hitting its sales, and that's noted here as well. So anyway, but the thing is for me, it's over a billion shares float, and I don't do the best with these. Um, I think it might be one of those things like what we had last week. What was the stock we had last week? Maybe it was Target, where there was a big sell off, but then it got bought back up. So this could get bought back up, but I don't know. This might be a good shorting opportunity also, just depending on how a lot of investors digest that news, and I think also depending on what the SPY does today. But let's see, DFFN. Okay, so it caught my order right there at 65. I had an order out to get 1,000 shares at 65 cents. So I'm in there, and what I'm looking for is for DFFN to just make a gradual move up, at least to test these levels. I'm not going to wait for it to completely test those levels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably put out an order at 75 cents to take off the first 500 shares. And this for me is kind of one of those trades where the most I'm going to lose on it is 20 bucks. If this starts selling on 63, I'll probably end up taking it. I'll at least remove 500 shares if it comes below 64, and then if it comes below 63, maybe at 62 or whatever, I will release the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and put 500 there just in case, and we'll just put an order at 64. So anyway, just so I can keep moving though, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on this one. So DFFN, let me know if the price hits, let's see, we'll say 0.649 on the bid. There we go. So I want to know that, and then I'll also want to know if the price ramps up to 0.72 cents on the ask. That'll give me time to hopefully get in there and put in 500 shares at 75. So just a quick little morning trade here. What we're kind of seeing one of those patterns where it came up here, it came down, but it lost these two levels here, but got bought right back up. Now it's tried to push its way back up again to break this, the 73 level, but it's failed. But this is where it can typically form a tightening pattern enough so that it can make its way around and eventually come back up. That's kind of what I'm looking for today. DFFN is a 34 million share float. Okay, and it talked about how they announced let's see here. So it looks like it could be losing. Nope. Had to jump right back up to 70. There's a lot of buying power coming into this, guys. There's a lot of buying power coming into this right now. So see how it touched down and immediately buyers came back in. I I would almost take off the first 500 at 73. Love to see what kind of a move up this can make. 1, 3. Nah, I think it would break. I think if it came above 73, I think it would break. So I'll take the first 500 at 75 if it can make it up there, because what this would do is it would probably break out, tap 75. Might even take it at 74. So I've got an order up there to take the first 500 at 74. If it comes back below 64, I'll consider taking it again. And I'm going to go ahead and put it back up there. DFFN price, we'll just say 0.649 on the bid ad. Okay, otherwise, I'd really like to see it get a final push up to 75. If it breaks 73, I'll actually put that at 75 just in case. Anyway, and you guys know I normally don't even mess with these penny stocks, but it seems like a good long right now, so it's kind of why I'm messing with it. Big tickers I'm really looking at today. Now YTEN, this is a very low float stock. I think it's like 1 or 2 million, and yeah, 1.49 million, basically 1.5 million. And it says Yield 10 Biosciences obtains positive response from USDA APHIS on regulatory status of its CRISPR genome edited C3007 trait. And basically, basically this is a trial or a test, a positive test response, I should say. And you know, the only reason why I've got it up on my watch list is more, not so much for the fundamental aspect of it, but more for the or more for the technical aspect of it, just because it broke out past this level here. Look at it met this same level here, roughly. It came almost up here, and I think if it breaks this level, it will have a lot of room to move, and we can see it's a runner. It's a runner, okay? It's made a lot of big moves in the past, right? So, you know, I kind of want to give this one a shot. And I've got an alert set on this one. Look at DFFN. DFFN looks like it's trying to break, but it looks like it's struggling a little. So, I really want to see it break through that 71. That would be really good. Be really good if we could finally get that break. Got more buyers coming in. We got a lot more buyers coming in here. See if we can get a good strong push on that. Love to see a pop up there. If you guys hear baby crying, that's my son. He's been trying to learn how to walk. Well, I'll say not. He's crawling now, but he's standing up a lot. He's trying to like pull himself up a lot on like furniture and, you know, or like end tables. Like he's really trying to get over that stuff. And so a lot of times he'll lift himself up, but then he'll lose his balance and he'll fall back and he'll start crying and all that good stuff that babies do. Man, there's a lot of selling. There's a lot of selling, but could not break these levels. So I feel pretty positive. I mean, it's worth it to me to see if we can get a good pop up over this level here. Um, if not, I may have to if it falls back, I may have to unload some shares because I don't want to lose too much on this. This is just kind of like a test for me, guys. Like I said, I don't normally mess with this stuff. Morning, Sauger. Good to see you. I don't normally mess with this stuff, but matter of fact, I'm going to hit an alert again here on DFFN. Let's see. Let me notify me if you hit 67. Oops. 0.67 on the bid. Yeah, I want to know. So, so Facebook is a good one today. Okay, back to YTEN. So YTEN, I have an alert set. I really want to know if YTEN hits 730 and there's a breakout over 8. And technically, what the level you really want to look for is 815, because if it breaks this daily level here, like I said, this is more about the technical aspect for me than it is the fundamental aspect. Okay, and it's a super low float. It's a super low float, and this stock can move. It can move. And so I do want to know about, if it gets above that. AVDL, I think this is another low float. It's not a super low float, but it's 35 million shares. Okay, DFFN is starting to give me, so I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and unload 500 there. So I locked in $10. So if nothing else, and I'll just let that other 500 ride. If nothing else, I may have to take, if this drops down to, we'll say 65, notify me at 65. So, 0.65 on the bid. Really hoping this gets a good pop in a test of these levels. I'm really hoping that we can do well on this. Again, DFFN can run. It doesn't typically, but look how, I mean, this has come up to $6, $8, actually $11. Excuse me. It's come up to $10. It's come. This is just why I just want to get in on it. You know what I'm saying? In case this thing ends up blowing through the roof, I just want to get in on it. This could be a very good one today. Again, YTEN, I've got an alert set at 7:30 at the breakout there. But the stocks that I'm really interested in today is, so I'm interested in AXSM. So AXSM is 28 million share float. Okay, right now it's way too spready to trade. I'm not even going to halfway try to trade AXSM right now. Way too spready to trade, but it said their announcement today was Axum Therapeutics announces AXS05 achieves primary endpoint in the advanced 1 pivotal phase 2 out of 3 trial in Alzheimer's disease agitation. Okay, so here's what I do know about AXSM. There is no previous areas of resistance. Okay, and so I'm very careful about trying to short stocks with no previous areas of resistance. But I also know that this stock right now is significantly overhyped. Okay, and I also know that it's starting to form one of these patterns right here. And this is where some of my best shorting plays have come from. When it gets this massive buy up and then there's a massive sell off. Look, we came from 125 all the way down to 104. We lost more than 20 points on it, okay? Tried to make its way up, tapped up to 120, and then started selling off again. And all it's been doing is selling off. Now, on the 15-minute chart, it is, it's sitting on that EMA. It would have to break down past 104. Even on the 60-minute chart and the 30-minute chart. I mean, 104 is what we want to see break if I'm going to go short on this today. And the spread needs to close. The spread needs to close and the volume needs to pick up. So we need volume pickup, spread to close, break 104, and it would be especially good if we could see a buy up here to like 115-ish and for it to reject this trend line again. If it rejects this trend line again, then I will be looking to get in at the break of 108.50. So it's kind of what I'm watching for on AXSM today. And depending on how what am I trying to say here? Depending on how much the gap closes will play greatly into how much of a share size I feel comfortable taking. Good morning, Notre Dame. Good to see you. Glad everybody is in here today so far. Still waiting to hear from Mark. Still waiting to hear from Yoni B. Hopefully Flip will maybe consider joining us again today. And of course, Stacy and Sapera and all you guys, John. Anyway, hopefully you guys are trickling your way in. Hopefully this is going to be a good trading week. But yeah, if the spread closes, like really closes, I may even take as much as 200 or 300 shares on this. If it's still spready, it's probably only going to be 50 to 100 shares. So, Facebook is reporting earnings this week. And by the way, I've got Facebook paired up right beside Zoom. Zoom suffered a massive sell-off on Friday. And as a matter of fact, I ended up getting in on that a little bit. And I did not post this in my recap video because I had already recorded my recap video. But I did get in on Zoom just for a small scalp. I actually ended up around 150 on Friday, even though the recap video says 119. I just didn't feel like re-recording that. But I got in a little bit of tiny little scalp on Zoom as it was making this move down. But it's basically, Facebook had announced some kind of video conferencing feature. And so Zoom kind of took a nice little nosedive off of that. Now, I don't know if Zoom maintains these 155 levels, then it's probably going to be fine. But if it continues to make its way down, it's possible Zoom could get a retracement today. And I would be interested. Otherwise, I expect Zoom to just be, the typical chop fest that it always is. But right now, it's technically kind of made a support right there around that 155 mark, and this might also be really good for a long out the gates. BYND, I drew this trend line here, and also you can draw. There's another trend line you can draw all the way back here on these levels, and basically there's a right where the 200-day moving average is coming up. I mean, we can see that it rejected perfectly on Friday off that 200-day moving average. It rejected perfectly. And it came up here and it kind of broke through, but it's still under that 200-day, and that's right where these macro trend lines are starting to form. Okay, and so YTEN, by the way, my alert just went off on that. So anyway, guys, this is actually looking like this could be a pretty good short. BYND is, it's had a really, really good run up. And I think it's starting to lose some steam. I could be wrong, but if you look at this, we had a high volume day the other day, 22 million shares traded, right? Almost 22 million shares traded. And look at this. It was almost kind of an indecision. It's almost kind of a doji, which means you had a lot of this volume right here is sell volume. Okay? Most of it's buy volume, yes, but a lot of it is sell volume. And so we may be, and it's kind of gapped up on this. This is very light volume. So I'm kind of looking for BYND to take a little bit of a nose dive. So AVDL, I'm going to set an alert here. I think if I didn't set one already, yeah, I did. 1401. That's kind of where I want to get in. I want to know if AVDL hits 1401. And DFFN, I think I'm going to go ahead and have to put in a stop order at 63. Yeah. So 0.63. We'll say 63. Nine. Stop. Sell. So I'll have that order ready to go right out the gates. Otherwise, I'm going to watch it and see if we can get a breakout on DFFN. And I'm going to hold that one as long as I possibly can. AXSM, as we can see, is making its way up to that trend line, so it could have a breakout. The SPY, good morning, Yoni B. Good to see you. Ooh, Facebook is getting a drop. It's very spready, though. The SPY right now is getting a drop as well, so it's clearly following the SPY. And look at the SPY right here on the daily. I mean, we've had a steady push up, guys, but it's going to get really interesting today. We're either going to get a breakout or this thing is going to get a rejection. You know, or we could consolidate for one more day, obviously. I mean, it doesn't have to be one or the other, but anyway. Okay, so YTEN, now I'm going to want to know about it if it breaks. YTEN, I'm going to want to know about it if it breaks 775. And Boeing could take a loss today, but I'm going to try not to mess with it. Facebook, probably going to move down here, but I think Facebook could be, depending on how the SPY does today, I think Facebook could be good for a potential long and a breaking of those levels. So bell's about to ring here in 10 seconds. Here we go. Man, just cannot get a good close on that spread with AXSM, and I just don't want to risk it. So YTEN failing, DFFN failing. We'll see what GM's doing, see if the volume has come in on that. ZM's making a nice strong pullback. AXFSM would have been a great short, but I didn't want to risk it. The spread was just way too much. Just an incredible spread there. So ZM's getting a nice little buy up here. AXSM is just getting hammered. That would have been a great move on AXSM, but again, the spread was just too much. And it did. It rejected perfectly off this trend line, as you can see. But it's okay. That's all right. So we've got some other ones that we're looking at right now. Boeing is making a good solid thrust down. Just continuing to get a sell-off here. See if we can get a good move on Boeing here. Get in a little here, 200 shares. Come out 100. And it's getting that pullback it normally gets. Let's see it tested again at 127. Oops. Got a really late fill on that one, unfortunately. Got to come out half. See if it can continue to go. Okay, we're seeing a struggle right there at 127. So trying to give it a chance to work itself out, but it's pausing at 127. There it is. There we go. We got a good clean break there. See if we can get some follow through. See if we can get some clean follow through. Okay, just got to come out that one. Boeing is just now it's getting the follow through. Boeing is just as whippy as ever. See if we can get a good clean break there. There we go. There we go. Come out half. Oh, come on. Boeing is just having a really hard time making a good solid clean move. $122.50 should be the next spot for Boeing, but man, what a beautiful move this would have been on AXSM. Like I said, I could not justify the trade. Could not justify it just because of how spready it was. I mean, we were looking at sometimes $1 spread. You know, I would have been down $100 already, and then if it whipped back on me a couple of bucks, I mean, that would have been just, you know. But it, you know, it did exactly what we talked about. You know, it came, it tapped this trend line again, and oops, I accidentally moved that. Tapped this trend line again, and just a complete fail. Just a complete fail. Wow, I mean, even on 100 shares, that would have been a great move. But, you know, like I said, it just was really, really hard to read. Really hard to read. And very, 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 well, not hard to read, but I should say, excuse me, very spready. It was very spready. So we'll see what kind of a pullback we can get here on AXSM. I'd be looking at the 104 area. So 103.80 we'll say. I'll get in with, if we can get a good pop up to there. That would be ideal. And then I think we could take it at 101. Take 25 shares at 101.80. See if we can get a good pop up there. Okay, it's getting a VWAP fail, so I'm gonna move on. Boeing's still getting a drop here. Looks like we could get another drop below 50. See if we can get a clean break here. See if we can get a clean break. There we go. There we go. Got 50 shares left. Let's see if we can get a break of 125. Boeing just has a hard time just moving. Just has a hard time moving, guys. Hate that about Boeing too. I'm going to take off another half just in case. See if we can get a clean break of 125 on those 25 shares, see what it does. Otherwise, I'll have to come out. So, yeah, coming out. BYND seems as though it's getting a VWAP rejection here. It could not clear those highs up at 117. This could make a strong move down, but it may be dependent on what the SPY does. Right now the SPY looks like it's weak, but it could be just chopping. SPY loves to chop. Boeing is still chopping. Okay, so we're going to get in on BYND here at 100 shares. See if we can hold it for the break of 111. So 112.59. SPY's pulling. Don't see why BYND would not be pulling with it. Got a nice clean break. Let's just look at this. There we go. Gonna take half there. If we can break 112.16. BYND's having a really hard time breaking 112. This will be huge if it can break it. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm going to take half there. See if we can hold the rest for 111. Might even take half there. Throw it on the bid. $156. Oh, come on. Or 11.56. There we go. Got the other 25 out there. So we're up on the day. I've got 25 shares left. And I would consider adding at the break of 111. There we go. Got in another 125, 111.32 average. Need to see a continuation down. Okay, coming out. I wish I had held that. 110.43 and then 109. It's going to be a bigger move. Going to be patient with BYND because it has a tendency to whip back pretty hard. Facebook's chop, AVDL's chop, DFFN is chop, Boeing's resolving, but in each candle it's just providing chop in every candle. YTN looks like it could come back up. Be careful on INO, Yoni B. But that actually could be a really good move, so I hope you do well on that one. Just be careful with it. ZM chopping, BYND looking good for a potential. Okay, really nice buy up on the 2-minute. Establishing, let's see. So there we go. BYND making a nice pullback there with the SPY, which is good. It's holding that level there. Let's look at it on the 2-minute, 5-minute. SPY is making a pretty nice pullback here. So BYND is holding up. What a nice buy up on BYND. Tapped right here with these other areas. So let's see if we can get in a little bit of a move here. Okay, so we're at 112.63. See if we can get a quick scalp at 112.33. See if we can do it. BYND is known for chopping, so we just got to be really, really careful with it. There we go. Can we get that? Can we get that? Oh, come on. Did not take my order. So if it breaks now, it's probably going to come down to like 111 something. So I'll take it at 111.93. It would probably break that candle. But take it here just in case. SPY's pulling back. So we've got a pretty good case for this. There we go, 112.23, come on, and can we get a fill? Here, I'm going to just take it here. There we go. Okay, so a quick little scalp on BYND. It's probably totally going to crush back through into the 111s. I could see it even coming down. Yeah, there it goes. But I'm just a little nervous from those first couple of trades I took today, so rather be safe than sorry. All right. So BYND, oh, just beautiful VWAP projection there. Beautiful VWAP projection. Could have padded another 50 on the day with that easy. As you can see, we're back down to 111.63. But I'm watching the SPY also, and BYND just so happened to pull back when SPY was pulling back, and now SPY's breaking back up through VWAP. So, but obviously now we're starting to notice some divergence here. AVDL losing steam, YTEN, DFFN. Okay, so we're going to remove all of those. Boeing's getting a nice little buy up here. Not sure if this is going to end up being a VWAP rejection or what, but let's check in with GM. Okay, GM's getting a nice little buy up today. Let's check in with AMD. AMD is getting a nice little pullback here. Let's check in with INO. Very good move. YTEN is starting to make its way back up. Good call, Sauger. What I'm seeing here is, and just be careful with it, because I'm seeing a possible one of these. I'm seeing, you see how it's kind of rejecting off of this trend line here? We want to see it break, and we want to see it clear up through these levels. And then we definitely want to see it make a move past 8. But I think, yeah, I think if it breaks 750, I might even be willing to get in for a little bit of a move on that. It broke through, but I would like to see a confirmation break through that trend line. Otherwise, it's just a fake out breakout. That's why I said if it gets over, we'll say 760, I think that would be a good confirmation point. Yoni B, really good trade on INO, man. Good job. Stop above 16, so you're obviously doing really well on that one. Good job with that. Now, also keep in mind, Sauger, that YTEN is a 1.5 million share float. Those shares have been rotated twice already. So, this is where it can get dangerous. But this is where it could also provide very significant moves. So, me personally, if it breaks out above that, okay, good job, Yoni B. I was looking at it this morning, Yoni B, but I'll tell you what, man, I've been burned by INO so many times. It just for me, it was kind of like, why even trade it? It's going to make me nervous. I'll probably get in and out, in every single pullback. So as we can see, YTEN suffered a pretty harsh rejection there, at least on the 5-minute. So we really want to see it break up past that 760 mark. Same, watching for 750 to break with volume. Yeah, I'd watch for, I would be extra, look for extra confirmation. I mean, right here on the 15-minute candle, you've got 755 and then 760. So I think 760 would probably be the more telltale sign. Theta Trader says be careful. Yep. There's news on INO. Oh, I see what you're saying. Be careful on INO. Yeah. Yoni B says I'm basically trading upside down. LOL. Shorts don't come naturally. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I was looking at INO this morning, and like I said, seeing the same thing, basically what it was doing over here, looking for a pullback, seeing how overextended it was, but there's nothing about this pattern that I typically wouldn't even trade it on this kind of a pattern because it made a new high. So XSM, though, this was my perfect pattern, but it was just way too spready. So, I mean, you got to be careful, and you got to stick to, even if trades end up working out for you that you didn't take, that's not even the point of trading. The point is taking trades that you can stand confident in, which I have not been doing the best job of here lately. Even like Bowen, I took a loss on Bowen for no reason. Bowen ended up working out, but I'm so nervous with it. I've traded it so many times, and it's smacked me in the face so many times that it's really difficult to maintain that. It's really difficult to maintain, your position on that. when you've been hurt that badly by it so many times. So AVDL, I've got an alert set on that. I'm going to remove it from the watch list for now. BYND is proving to get a continuation to the downside, but I really do want to see it. It's got to break. Let's see. I want to see it break back through 110.55, and that's kind of where, it's touched down there. But it had a perfect bounce, and that would be a daily break. So I will be looking to get back in at the break of 110.50. And then obviously, it would be nice to see a move down to, if it broke all this consolidation here, I'd probably have to take the first 50 shares off here, just to be safe. But Facebook's got a nice little pullback. So it's pulling back kind of to this level here. Kind of interested in Facebook for a long, actually. It's holding VWAP. SPY's getting bought up. So SPY's looking strong. Bowen's Bowen's looking strong with it. Yeah, Facebook is probably pretty good for a long. I probably should have jumped in on that one. BYND is just turning into a chop fest. ZM's trying to make another move. It came up here. Where did it reject? Rejected off of here. I could start a position with 20 shares, although I don't really like how it's looking on the 30-minute or the 60-minute. It's about to close on the 30-minute above VWAP. Yeah, so got to be careful with that one. AXSM continuing to lose steam. Still just extremely spready. So don't know too much about that one right now. BYND. Like I said, I'm going to want to know if BYND comes back down and cracks 111, and I'm going to want to know when it breaks 110.50. So what I'm going to do is on BYND, I'm going to set an alert for 111. And I'll set it for 111.10. Critical break at 110.55. Technically it is 55, but want to see some momentum on that. BYND is a 50 million share float. It's got an 18.21%, basically an 18.2% short float interest. Target price on it right now is $80. So it's been, I think, downgraded. Let's see. So, I'll tell you what, it looks like, it looks like it could be coming down. SPY's going up. It's the second time it was unable to maintain above VWAP. Yeah, it's making a critical move down. Continuing to get a sell-off here. My alert's about to hit at 111.10. See if we get any kind of significant pullback on it. Oh, it is getting a significant pullback. It's bounced on that twice, guys. So I would expect for, I mean, it's whippy. It's whippy. And, you know, it's kind of doing the same thing for, you know, or doing the same thing that, you know, Boeing would be doing. But let's just see what kind of a move we can get on this. Yeah, I think if it breaks 111.10, I think that could be. And I'll tell you what, look at how choppy this is, though. YTEN looks like it's moving back up. Yeah. YTEN looks like it's making a move. Looks like it's wanting to break. BYND. Oh, missed the ad on that. Hesitated, guys. It's not good. That would have been a killer move there. So is it going to continue to break? Let's take it. See what we can get here. There we go. Oh, come on. Gonna take a little right there just in case. Ah. Man, what a chop fest. Okay. Coming out. Getting chopped on BYND. It's okay. Okay, YTEN. Making a move. So 815 is the true breakout point. Yeah, 815 I think is the true daily breakout point on YTEN. Looks like it's going to suffer a pullback here. Unless it can break. Unless we get buyers coming in and pushing it past. Let me see. Let me double check on that. Yeah, 815. And it technically broke up through it to 820. So, but there started to be a lot of selling. There we go. Man, what a chop fest. What a chop fest on YTEN. It's almost as bad as Boeing. It's like trading Boeing as a low float. Yeah, good call, Sauger. Good call. But I'll tell you what, this whippy, choppy action here is just, it's ridiculous. It's insane. You gotta be really careful on a stock like this. BYND still making a move down, but again, it's just there's a lot of chop here. I'll tell you what, had I actually gotten in right here with a couple hundred shares at the break of 111.10, when that alert first went off, had I hit the sell button, 200 shares, that would have been a nice move. Just a beautiful move. $109.94 is technically the next spot we're kind of looking for, and then you see a clean break of 109.97 or 70, excuse me. See, look at this though. Look at this. I mean, it goes down, it chops back. It goes down, it chops back. Man, just can't get a clean move on it. Can't get a clean move on it. I miss those days. Miss those days of nice, just clean, follow through, in and out. None of this chop, none of this, you know, waiting around, seeing what's going to happen. Now, we did get that here on AXSM. But again, the spread was, you know, $1 spread. You just... I mean, you don't want to get in on that. I mean, I guess, you know, I could have taken like 25 shares, just a super small share size. Probably would have made, you know, $100 on it at that rate. But This would be a killer place to get in. But chopping again. Yeah, so this would have to be one of those moves where, you just have to be really committed. You just have to get in it and just say, you know what, I'm gonna be committed. The only problem is it's lost so much of its value that you almost kind of feel like there could be this massive reversal here. It's going to get to a point to where there's going to be a massive reversal, and it'll be like a $2 or $3 buy up. And this would be the place because of all this consolidation, all of this previous area of consolidation. However, if it breaks, all of this, which would be the previous day close would be 108.78. So, if it breaks 108.78, you would think it could get a good solid move down. But some people might be looking at that level for some massive support. Yeah, there we go. Nice little buy up on BYND. So here's what the SPY's doing. SPY's just kind of chopping. It's maintaining in the this area right here, the 284 to 284.90 to 286.50 area. So 286.50 I believe is a pre-market high. I think this is a misprint here, but it's either 286. I mean, I'll be watching 286.50. I'll be watching 286.62. I mean, it's all within the same general area. So if it makes its way up and breaks through there, we'll need to, kind of rethink some of our strategies today. Right now we have, it's continuing to, on the daily chart, it looks like it's making a nice little move up. But we'll see. We'll see. BYND getting a nice little buy up. AXSM just kind of slow moving now. AXSM's kind of in a little chop fest. It could be curling around to, there could be a short squeeze coming on this one. So let's see, where did it find support? I mean, there's a lot of support here. There's a lot of support. So this may be a good spot to go long. But I'd wait a little bit on that. Probably take 50 shares at 112. If it can make it up there. Maybe 112, 10. Otherwise, this one just may keep moving on down. We'll see if it establishes support. Facebook having a nice buy up here. Could be chop. Could be chop. Boeing is Boeing's a lot of chop right now. Boeing is a lot of chop. But man, this might be a good little spot for Boeing. Just come out if it comes back past 127.10. It looks like it wants to push. SPY's pushing. Let's see. Is he going to do it? Oh, nice little buy up there. SPY's getting bought up. ZM, not so much. BYND, not so much. Facebook following suit. So both Boeing, and from what I can see, both Boeing and Facebook are following SPY. YTEN is continuing to slowly go up, but me personally, I won't get in on this. It's just there's too much chop here. This is not a clean buy up. So I do not do the best on choppy stocks, but it did break this. It broke this line right here. So good job on that one. AVDL, let's see where that one's sitting. Okay, nowhere significant. DFFN, okay, nowhere significant. Let's see what Netflix is doing. See what Netflix is doing. Netflix is, there's not too much action on that. Nvidia. See what Nvidia is doing. Nvidia is making all-time highs today. Nope, not all-time highs. Correction. Sorry about that. All-time highs would be 316. But it's moving north. It's moving north. It's doing well. So let's check out. Let's see. Oh, there's talk of a halt on INO, Yoni B. I had no clue about that. I'm glad you let me know, though, just in case I decided to try to take a stab at it. Boeing looking like a strong buy for me for a move towards 134. Yeah, again, so as we just said, Boeing is definitely tracking with SPY right now. The only part about that is what I'd be careful of is you're going to be hitting a lot of these levels up here, 128, to 130, and SPY right now. What SPY has got to do is SPY has got to prove that it can get above 128 or 286.50. Okay, if it can, then it's going to be, it's going to be breaking highs. And let's see here. Right here, not quite. The next move, excuse me, sorry. So the next move is going to be 287.30 after that. I need to mark that. 287.30. So that will be significant. That will be significant. But here's what I'm afraid is going to happen with Boeing. You're talking about Boeing. I'm afraid SPY is going to come up to these levels, get rejected off of them, and start, going into chop fest. Yeah, there it is, 287.30. I marked it. I'm afraid it's going to start going into chop fest, get a rejection, come all the way back down. Boeing's going to fall with it. Boeing is weak right now. Keep that in mind. Boeing is not strong. Look at this. Look at this trend line. It's riding this trend line, but it opened below it today. It's pushing down, and a lot of people are expecting Boeing to go to 120. So just be careful. Be careful with it. I personally, even though I'm really bearish on Boeing, especially if the SPY turns around, I'm really bearish. Even though I'm really bearish on it, it's really hard for me to trade. So, it's one of those ones I'd have to get in on and just sit on my hands. And I can do that But I would just have to take a really small share size. That's my thing. I just have to take like 20 shares or something like that. But then it's like you got to wait forever for that to work itself out. But I suppose it would be worth it. Suppose it would be worth it. Um, AXSM is continuing to make a move down. I don't. I just don't feel good about it. It's moving too slowly, so I'm actually going to take this one off. Or you know what? I'll move it down. I kind of want to hold on to it just in case. BYND. It's like it could be going for a little reversal here. So let's see. Sauger says done trading. $7 on the day net. Happy with my lunch money. The day started very slow for me, so the writing is on the wall. Yeah, I'm probably going to be done here pretty soon. I think I'm probably up maybe $50 after commissions. So yeah, probably $40 actually after fees and commissions. Probably up $40. I mean, nothing to write home about, but it may just be one of those things where we just have to wait for the market to give us something a little bit better. Biggest disappointment for me today was not jumping in on AXSM. Even if it had just been, even if I had just taken 20 shares on this drop, I called this drop to the T. I deleted the trend line, but you guys who were here earlier, you saw I had that trend line, and it got a perfect rejection to the T. Got a perfect rejection. I called it and everything. I said, look, this could come up, reject this point right here, and it did. And just a beautiful move. Actually, we cracked through. We had from the time I would have gotten in, it was roughly a 14-point move. So, even if I had just jumped in with like 50 shares or even just 30 shares or 40 shares, I probably could have made, a good $100 off that move. That would have been a good, nice little move. Obviously, if I had jumped in and held with 100 shares, I could have had like a $600, $700, $800 move as I, would have gradually pieced out of it. But a lot of this goes back to lack of confidence. Again, if this were 3 months ago, I would have jumped in. Even with as spready as it was, I probably would have still jumped in with 100 shares. I probably wouldn't have done any more than that. But because, 3 months ago, I didn't care if I took a $200 or $300 loss. I could easily have a $200 or $300 loss, and my next two wins would more than make that back, and I would still end up $400 or $500 on the day. I've come back from $600 losses and still ended up $500 on the day. But you can tell where I've gotten mentally with this market. Just very, very, I call it trading with wobbly legs. You're just shaky, just scared, and maybe scared isn't really the right word, but extra cautious. And there probably is some fear, if I'm being honest. There probably is some fear, in there. But I'm just kind of in one of those seasons where I'm going to have to just kind of slowly work back my confidence. I'm going to have to slowly work back my confidence and, stop piddling around with these, $100 days and kind of get back into it. But I'd rather be cautious. I'd rather be a little fearful and a little, just, on my guard and slowly build, back up on top of my cushion than to just come in full blast, busting through the doors at the OK Corral, slinging my guns, and trying. Next thing you know, I've got 6 bullets in my chest, and I'm done. I'm over with. And I don't want that to happen. So. Um, yeah, still a Green Day. Still a Green Day, Sagar. Just like Yoni B said, still a Green Day. That's the best kind of day there is. So look at it like this: you're not walking away with a sick feeling in your stomach, thinking about how you just blew $1,000. That's the worst. Those are the worst days. Those are the days where you just want to forget that you exist. Tesla's had a nice run up. Look at on the daily. It's had a nice daily breakout. It's kind of hitting some resistance here around 800. So this might actually, this might be a good place to look for a short. It broke and held on the minute below that 20 moving average, which is usually pretty telling for me personally. I like when I see that. So this could be a legit move. See what happens here. $7.98 is where I would have to get out if I took any kind of move. Well, $7.99, I guess. Okay, it's reclaimed. It's pulling back up on the 2-minute. So it's looking good on the 5, 15. Tesla may continue to push. What's the news on Tesla? I mean, this is one of those ones I'd be almost willing to get in with just 10 shares. They're going to reopen their California factory despite stay-at-home orders. Good for you, Tesla. Put those people back to work. At least let the ones who are young and strong and, let them out. Let them go about their lives and work if they want to. Tesla could make a full-blown breakout at 800. It would be very, very interesting to see if it didn't, though, because it had a break here at 798. It had a break here on this 15-minute at 799, but it just couldn't quite break. So I'd probably be risking $40 here, but yeah, we're gonna try to get in here a little bit and see if we can get a pullback. See if we can get a healthy pullback here. Very interesting to see if we can get a move down. See if we can get a move down here. I want to see immediate resolution down here. Come on. And come out a little bit right there. Really just kind of paid for that trade there. Just SPY's getting bought up. Man, it's holding. See if Tesla can get a nice little sell-off here. The only thing that kept me confident about jumping in there is it had a fake breakout on the 15-minute. It had a nice little pullback. If we could get a move back to VWAP, that would be pretty significant. But it's really got to break this 786 level here. See if we can make $100 off of one share today, guys. See where it's at on the 2-minute. Honestly, don't like it. Honestly, don't like it, but okay, I'm gonna come out. We paid for that trade. Nothing big. We just paid for it. Should have went in with a heavier share size. VYND making a nice little pullback here. Would be good to. I'd put in 50 shares at 112.20. Actually, I would put it in at 112.60. My next move would be 113.60, bringing it to here, and then 114.60, bringing it to here. I think we could get that. Already kind of looking at where I could average in on this stock. Oh, Tesla's making a good move down. Could have been more patient with that one. So if I took it at 112.60, I would be looking to get back out at 112. Okay, it's not going to make it up there. 112.20 probably. Okay, SPY's failing. I'm willing to bet. Well, Boeing isn't quite following it, but it is tapping on these levels back here. It's tapping here. All these levels it's tapping on. Oop. Almost here. Yeah. It's almost getting there. $786.71. $70.87. Man, I would almost want to get in on a break down there. 20 shares. But Tesla can be tricky. Man, I've been tricked out by Tesla so many times. SPY looks like that it wants to continue. Tesla will probably defy all odds and push through 800. Falling knife on AMD, yeah. AMD's tricky. AMD's tricky. Let's see what's happening with AMD right now. Almost tapped right on these levels here. All out of INO. Okay. What's with AMD? It's obviously coming back, pulling back on the highs. Yeah, I know. AMD is, AMD used to be such a great stock to trade. I mean, I've made so much money off of AMD in the past. I've had really great trades with AMD. Yeah, I don't know why it's so difficult now. I don't know what's happened with it. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know what the deal is with AMD anymore. Really did. Really, it used to be just a great, really smooth stock to trade. Um, Very liquid. It was easy to choose a direction on it. You kind of knew, you had a really good idea of where that stock was going to end up moving. So YTEN still making moves. Again, it's just not the kind of stock that I personally would want to trade. Um, Bowen looks like it's good for a move down. It's getting a 9 EMA rejection. So let's see. All right, I'm going to take my order off of BYND. I'm going to have to take a quick break here, guys. Let's see. And I'll be in here probably about another 20 minutes. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to take my $80 and walk. YTEN, Boeing, AXSM, AMD. I don't know. AMD's looking. Of course, if SPY gets a pullback here, if SPY starts getting bought up, AMD is going to probably follow suit. I'd still be willing to get in at 57.35. So 57.37. I'd get in at 57.37 only for a quick scalp back to 57.27. See if we can get a nice pullback on that. Yeah, I think that'd be great. That would put me over 100. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get that. But I'm gonna have to take a break here, guys. But I'll be right back. But that would probably be my next move. I would probably take maybe 100 at 57.37 just for a quick, $10 scalp, and then maybe just in case it continues running against me, have another 100 at 57.47, and then that would bring a 200 average up to 57.37. and then I would get out if it broke VWAP at 57.57. So it would be risking roughly $40. If I ended up, if it turned into being an averaging in strategy, it would probably be risking $40 to let's see, if could I hold it from 37 back down to 17. Yeah, it'd probably be a 1-to-1. So, you know, 40 for 40. I'd still end in the green, but probably not after fees and commissions. Maybe like $5 after fees and commissions. So Tesla's still having a hard time making its way up. BYND getting a mass rejection. Yeah. So AXSM still making gradual momentum to the downside. 92.37. Yeah, don't trust that one. Boeing teetering around these levels, very possibly could end up reversing. But I think a lot of these really are kind of dependent on what the SPY does. So anyway, all right, yep, gonna take a quick break. Be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. AMD losing its lunch. Wow. Good job, AMD. AMD is in a, looks like it's kind of in a free fall here. Tesla finally getting that move, but Yeah, here's the thing. All of these stocks are really just kind of slowly, gradually following the SPY. I feel like if the SPY ends up getting a massive buy up through these levels, I feel like these other stocks are again, they're going to follow suit. Tesla and AMD. There's divergence with Tesla. There's even more divergence with AMD. But I don't know. A lot of profit taken. A lot of profit taken, but a lot of chop. There's a lot of chop here. A lot of chop, a lot of unpredictability. Man, I was thinking about it too. I said 92.37. Ugh, what a beautiful move down. AXSM just continues to get crushed. I mean, I think at this rate, this stock could just... it could continue in a free fall. But what I don't want to happen is for this to all of a sudden, get caught in some massive short squeeze on it. SPY's getting bought up, by the way, which is again why Tesla, even though it broke these 15-minute lows here, it's Tesla's getting a healthy little buy up. AMD's getting a healthy little buy up. Long wicks. BYD all of a sudden just getting bought right back up. Okay, Boeing. Well, and I was wrong about Boeing. Boeing is, it's up here back at the 130 levels. So it's maintaining. Now, I think this is kind of the point where I feel like I think I'd be comfortable getting in with maybe a 25 share position here. And let me just see here. Yeah, I think we'd get enough of a pullback here to where it'd be worth it. See if we can get a quick pop. No, okay. This looks like a good place to pull back. It really does. I'll put it back in at 74. Okay, we're in. There we go. Come out half there just to pay for the trade, and we'll see how the rest of it works out. Well, we got 13 left, so 129.60. See if it makes it down there. SPY's getting bought up, so SPY's getting bought up pretty fiercely. So if Boeing can still get a nice pullback here, comes back, I'll get out. Okay, coming out. So that trade basically paid for itself. But SPY is all of a sudden getting a massive buy up, so I expect some of these other stocks are going to follow suit. Not Tesla though. Tesla's seeing a little bit of divergence, which means it might be running out of steam no matter what the SPY's doing. That could be good. This could be good for a $40, $50 scalp on 10 shares. But I don't know. It's sitting on that 9 EMA on the 5-minute. But I don't know. SPY is getting bought up pretty quickly. It's making its way towards pre-market highs. See if any of these other stocks are diverging. Okay, Facebook not doing much. I'm going to remove Facebook for now. It's too whippy. YTEN. Not even going to mess with that one today. So going to remove that. Boeing. XSM still continuing to make moves to the downside like a champ. Boeing still suffering a bit of a pullback there. So AMD still making a nice pullback. And a lot of this is dependent on what the SPY does. I'm completely 150% convinced of that. And AXSM continues to lose steam. Again, like a champ. So Boeing still struggling. It's very interesting what it's doing here. I mean, it is literally following SPY to the T right now on the 5-minute candle. And the 1 minute is looking pretty good. If you look at the daily chart on Beyond Meat, I mean, it really does look like it wants to continue moving downward. Completely missed the ad on that. Just thinking about it too much. But it's suffering a pullback. It's choppy. So I don't know if I'd want to get in on it anyway. Boeing at Friday's intraday resistance, scary but kind of interesting for a short now. AMD doesn't usually trade this much weaker than SPY. Yeah, those are two very good thoughts. Two very good thoughts. I was literally thinking just about the same thing on both of those stocks. I really don't want to get in on this chop fest, but I really think that this has got some potential to move south here. See what it does at the break of 108.70. It's kind of a critical point. There it goes. Nice little drop there. But yeah, true, Yoni B. It's hilarious, man. Yeah, this once it broke that 108 point, it was a nice little solid move. Solid move down there. I just keep missing the add-in, guys, but this is a great move. I hesitated. I can't chase it now. I hesitated, but I can't. I can't chase it now. SPY's getting a pullback. Man, this thing just this is the follow through that I'm looking for, and I didn't even jump in on it. I even marked out this level here and just didn't even jump in on it. SPY broke VWAP. There we go. AXSM is getting that. It's finally getting that short squeeze. Looks like. Could be getting a rejection off that 9 EMA. Boeing getting a nice pullback. Yeah, just can't chase it, guys. I feel like about the time I get in is the time when there's going to be a yeah, Yoni B, I'm glad. I'm glad you're. I feel the same way too, though. About sitting in this live stream, but seeing longs. Because you guys definitely have me looking at longs a lot more than usual, which is pretty interesting. SPY's getting a massive buy up right now on its 1 minute candle. But got a rejection off of its pre-market highs, so I think it will ultimately be coming down today. Probably come up a little bit. So I guess can make a little bit of a pullback here. Although SPY is getting a nice buy up, so leaves me a little bit hesitant. Man, I'll tell you what, Beyond Meat is just continuing to get its butt kicked. Man, every time I think about pulling the trigger, I just don't. I'm just not trading well at all. This is a perfect kind of follow through move right here. But, it's again, it just goes back to the nervousness. You get caught in the chop for several weeks on end, and when you see your perfect moves working themselves out, especially on a stock like BYND that can be so whippy at times. But man, I'll tell you what, this would have been a great move. This would have been a great move. So completely my fault for not taking it. At some point there's probably going to be a pullback. But Yeah, I think you're right, Yoni B. But I'm just, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm thinking I'm almost done here for the day. Um, be interesting to get in a good little pullback scalp, starting up in the 107s to possibly the 109s. 106.75 up to 108.75. I would take 50 there and scalp it at 45. Wait, would that be right? Yeah, scalp it at 45. Let's see. Make sure of that. Might be safer to let it go up to 107. We'll see if we can get a quick 50-cent scalp on 50 shares at 107.75. Then I think I would take it again at 108.75 and then 109.75. Maybe a 45-cent scalp would be more reasonable. So BYND, alert me when you get to 106. 106.01. Okay. AMD. Bouncing off that 9 EMA. Tesla. Looks like it wants to keep falling, but it's probably just going to follow what SPY does. Don't really trust it. This is a good one right here. So it's got to break 95.14, 97.39. 97.39 for 50 shares. I don't know. All right, BYND is the, I'm going to go for a reversal scalp at 107. I'm giving it plenty of space up here. I want to see it come up to the EMA and do a quick bounce back just for a 50-cent move. with the spread on this and the way that, even though, well, the spread's kind of closed, but with the levels the way that they are, and with the weakness on the stock, I think we should be able to get that. So, but I may end up having to move it. If it comes up and it kind of pauses around that area and it's not really doing much, I may move it up to here. But I'll look to get a 50-cent move. If it continues to move against me, I will continue adding in, and just to bring my average up, and hopefully I'll be able to get a really nice move off of 100 to 150 shares. Otherwise, I'll just call it quits for the day. See what we can do on this. SPY's pushing, but still whippy, still choppy, still doesn't know what it's going to do. BYND is still losing. Okay. See if we can finally get in. It looks like it's going to continue to lose momentum. There we go. Okay, well, made a few more bucks off of that. Really not doing much but padding the wallet for the day, guys. Where do we get out? 107. So yeah, really not doing too much here. 102. Just getting a pretty clean pullback. Bed Bath & Beyond seems to be making a sweet little move up today. That's pretty cool. AMD, man, just tracking with the SPY. Look at this, guys. Look at AMD and look at the SPY. SPY's just plowing its way up towards those pre-market highs again. Probably going to test them. We'll have to see if it fails. It's just ridiculous. ZM following suit. Big market buy up today. There could be some news that hit. I honestly just wouldn't even know. But BYND might be starting to follow suit. This could be the spot where it ends up making some moves upwards. It's a lot of selling, but we need to see that green coming back in. There we go. A bit of a pullback there. BYND is just, there's a lot of hesitation on it right now. Even to the buy side, even with the SPY pulling up. But it's probably enough green to justify getting in. It would be nice to see a little bit of a pullback. There we go. It's a nice pullback. SPY's getting a little rejection off of those pre-market highs. So that could help the case here. Nice on BYND. Giving us a little bit more of that pullback. SPY getting a nice rejection off that pre-market high. There's a lot of hesitation on the buy side, probably because people thought this was the bottom and they bought all the way up to here and then it failed. So now you have buyers that are very hesitant right now. I think SPY breaking back up to that pre-market high will be, will be pretty good. Not quite doing it though. It's getting rejected. AMD. AMD and Tesla are both going to do whatever Daddy Spy tells them to do. So I'm just kind of watching Spy closely on those two. Can't really speak for Boeing on that in that regard. Can't really speak for Zoom. Can't speak for AXSM. Yeah, it's getting a rejection. Spy's getting a rejection. Spy's struggling right there at the top. Now, if it breaks out of pre-market highs, watch out on Tesla and AMD. Although Tesla's had a little bit of a divergence here, so there might, it might not mean anything. Spy looks like it's about to break. Have a breakthrough. This is either going to be a big breakthrough or this is going to be a huge rejection. And it's just going to come down and get crushed. Still watching for a brief reversal on BYND for a long. Spy's getting rejected. It's tapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the 1 minute. Now looks like it's going to finally break. It's tapped 3 times on the 2 minute, technically 2 times on the 2 minute and 4 times on the 1 minute, but tell you what, BYND could continue to make a move down. Spy's breaking through pre-market highs. Man, what a buy up. So AMD, yep, AMD's getting a nice little green candle there. Tesla's getting a nice little green candle. Boeing's not really following it. BYND's not really following it. And it's getting a rejection and coming back down. Spy. This could be a reversal for BYND. Getting a little reversal here on BYND. think we need a little bit more for buyer confidence, but this could be. Oh, blew right past 103 mark. It's coming back down. This could be a reversal, guys, on BYND. Could finally be getting a nice little reversal here. But I'm also watching SPY. It's teetering around right above that pre-market high. And don't want to be too hasty. Still getting a rejection here on that 9 EMA, which it got over here. So what I would want is for it to hold 102.16. I'd really want it to kind of hold this little trend right here. So guess I could get in and get out at the break of 102.30 or 102.15. 103.29 is going to be the next break. It's kind of riding right between this wedge right here. Okay, it's coming down. Is it going to hold? Thing is if SPY comes crashing back down from that pre-market level, it could drag BYND. Be very careful with this one right now. Okay, it's breaking that wedge. Breaking that wedge. 101.67 is the next mark. It's going to get bought back up into that wedge. That would be huge. It's now looking more like closer to a double bottom reversal. So let me get rid of that wedge there. 76, 101.67. Yeah, this could be going down as a double bottom. So let's see. Moving averages are they're lagging, yes, but they're moving closer together on the 1 minute. SPY is gradually pushing up higher. So good for the SPY. Slow though, it's not, excuse me, it's nothing major, but news came out a couple minutes ago on Yahoo Finance. Dow Jones jumps 250 points amid easing coronavirus shutdowns and crashing oil prices. Tesla breaks out above new buy point. So good for Tesla. Yeah, oil prices are not doing that well right now. Could be forming a bottom here. but we could we could just be making new lows on BYND. If we break 101.67, that'll be pretty damning. It's close. And we've got to break and hold. Okay. Perfect opportunity for a short squeeze to occur. Let all the bears, think that it's going to break all-time lows and then just start buying it back up. 103.29 is going to be big, so still watching BYND for a reversal. I think we could get a really nice reversal now, maybe even up to the 106s. SPY's pushing. Still getting a rejection off that 9 EMA on the 2-minute. And yeah, definitely have to break 102.92 on the 5-minute. Okay, so 102.79. Just not by there. Okay, nope. It's losing its lunch. 101.56 is a critical break. 99.78 is a critical break. So bulls are not able to gain control. Not yet, anyway. Just really has to break that 5-minute high, yeah. So break of 101 could be critical. I think if it broke 101, it would probably end up trying to test 100. It's holding. SPY still getting bought up. Just an add opportunity there. Could get back in here on the pullback. Just didn't take it, guys. Just didn't take it. Again, I'm just missing a lot of good moves, but the chop is real. You know, even BYND, it's just not resolving too quickly. It is now, but every time it goes down, it'll pull back like, you know, 50 cents, sometimes even up to $1. $99.78. Wow. Making a good little breakdown here. All right, Yoni B. Take care, man. Good seeing you today. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done too. Too much hesitating on my part. There's several great moves today that could have been made, but I hesitated, honestly, on every single one of them. I mean, this whole move right here, I read it, I saw it coming, I called it, just didn't take it. And what a beautiful move. Yeah, there's been some whippiness, but which is, you know, because of all the whippiness here at the open, that's kind of why I hesitated a little bit, just because, you know, what I didn't want to see was a drop down and another one of these, you know, drop down and then a pull back to VWAP. I mean, you're looking at a, you know, you're looking at a $2 to $3 move, depending on how far it would come down before the pullback. So, but anyway, guys, I still feel good about the day. It was, you know, it was all right. I mean, you know, nothing to brag about. Obviously, you know, probably only up barely $50 after fees and commissions and all that good stuff. Let me see here. Realistically, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably up almost $50, roughly. 35. So that would be what, ECN fees, an extra, yeah, probably $5-10. So I don't know. I'm up $40-50 on the day. But you know, it's been a decent day, and you're welcome, Work Diver. Thank you for being here as always. It's always good to see you every morning, and the rest of you guys as well. So, Sagar, I don't know if you're still here. Notergen, Chart Stalker, Theta Trader. I saw you guys come in a little bit earlier today. But anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of the day. I mean, obviously, you know, I'll set alerts. I'll keep some of this stuff on watch. But honestly, if we don't, I don't know. I would really like to see some kind of reversal on BYND. I think we almost got that here, and this could have been really good for just a good, you know, maybe just an extra, for me, just, it would have only been, you know, an extra 30, 40, $50 on the day. But it would have put me over the $100 mark and paid for my commissions. And hopefully we'll get that later today. I don't know, though. This may just continue to fall. And yeah, Theta Trader, you're right. I mean, that's the most important thing, I guess. Just stay green. it's another, hey, look, it's another brick in the wall, right? It's another day, another padding on the day. So overall, I do feel fine. I feel good about it. But I'm ready to have back those more exciting days, if y'all know what I mean. I'm kind of sick of piddling around with the market here. And, moves just like this just prove where my mind is at. I mean, this is a move I would have taken easy any day of the week, probably with a couple hundred shares. I mean, this right here would have been my day maker. This would have been my, $300, $400, $500 day right here. And I hesitated. And every time I saw another breakdown, I hesitated. And even here, when this wasn't resolving, and I told you guys, I said, this is probably going to break 101 and it's going to go, make its way down to 100 to test the $100 mark. Well, it did it, and I hesitated. So, the psychology of it right now, at least for me, the mental part of trading has been the biggest hurdle for me personally to try to start getting over, just after being slapped in the face so many times by this market. But I think we'll get there. I mean, I'm hopeful. It's just kind of like, again, it's another one of those days where it's like, come on, man, like, better. But anyway, doesn't matter. Once again, enjoyed having you guys here today. Looking forward to tomorrow, and I'll see you then. All right, guys, take care.